Yes, good afternoon. We're following several breaking stories, including the state police plan for reopening.
But first, the Allegheny County Health Department has just released its update on coronavirus cases, and they are reporting 19 new cases. 12 new deaths have also been reported since yesterday at noon. 139 people have now died from the virus in Allegheny County. 5 more people have been admitted to hospitals since yesterday.
Today marks 2 months since the governor ordered all schools to shut down. On Friday, Allegheny and surrounding counties will begin to reopen.
And state police just held a conference call and said they will take an educational role as we transition into yellow, making sure people know to still follow social distancing guidelines. They'll let local police take the lead with businesses that are open when they shouldn't be. And any business not complying with the governor's orders, officials say they are being proactive, and this is a wait and see what happens kind of scenario.
Also breaking at noon, 6 people are facing charges months after a sexual assault hazing incident involving Greater Latrobe's JV wrestling team. State police have charged Carrie Leidick and David Galando with endangering the welfare of children and failure to report. Both of them are coaches and middle school teachers. 4 minors are also charged. Police say the coaches were aware of students sexually assaulting other students during practices and did not report it. The incident happened back in January and caused the rest of the team's season to be canceled. We reached out to the superintendent about these charges, and she said, in part, the district always puts the health, safety, and welfare of our students first and foremost, and did so throughout this unfortunate situation. We will be, we at Channel 11 will be working on this disturbing case throughout the day to bring you updates tonight at 5. And we're working to find out more about a Westmoreland County man who is behind bars. He's accused of threatening the governor. Rocco Naples was arrested by state troopers in Greensburg. State police tracked him down using his phone and Facebook page. According to sources, he called Governor Wolf's former company in York County and said that he and his buddies had a bullet waiting for the governor if he doesn't reopen businesses. Naples faces threat and harassment charges.
On Friday, most of southwestern PA enters the yellow phase, and just like traffic signals, local leaders are warning people to proceed with caution. They want everyone to continue to follow state guidelines to wear masks. Businesses that have been working from home are asked to continue if possible. Today, a proposal is going before state lawmakers. It asks them to allow Beaver County to get back to business despite the governor's order. Business owners say they're ready to move into the yellow phase. House Bill 327 would allow county officials to decide when businesses reopen, not the governor. Beaver County is the only local county staying in the red phase on Friday. Kelly's Roadside Tavern in Beaver County has been surviving on carryout, but with surrounding counties set to reopen, they're worried they're going to lose the business that they have.
Very, very scary because it's going to take that economical structure away from our county.
People need relief now, and legislatively we can do things, we can pass bills.
State Rep Josh Kale admits legislation takes time, but he hopes a vote on the bill could come as soon as today.
Changes are coming to how nursing homes track and report the coronavirus, and that includes Brighton Rehabilitation and Wellness Center in Beaver County. The state health department says all nursing residents and employees will be required to be tested for the virus, even if they don't have symptoms. And starting Monday, every nursing home in the state will be required to give specific details about coronavirus cases. There have been 78 COVID-19 deaths at Brighton and more than 300 positive tests. That is the most in the state. And more than 74% of people who have died from coronavirus in Allegheny County were nursing home residents. Despite early reports suggesting COVID-19 does not seriously impact children, new studies now find children who contract the virus can become seriously, even critically ill. NBC's Kristen Dahlgren has more on a CDC warning for parents and doctors.
The nation's top coronavirus expert at a Senate hearing Tuesday with a warning about the assumption children aren't severely impacted by COVID-19.
We don't know everything about this virus, and we really better be very careful, particularly when it comes to children. Well, right now, children presenting with COVID-19 who actually have a very strange inflammatory syndrome, very similar to Kawasaki's syndrome.
Pediatric multisystem inflammatory syndrome, or PIMS, is rare, but making some children very sick. While new research also shows some children with COVID-19 are presenting with severe respiratory or gastrointestinal symptoms.
I think it's really early to know how different or similar this is going to turn out to be in children versus adults, but we know for sure that children are developing two separate kinds of diseases from COVID.
The immune response symptoms can include high fever, rash, abdominal pain, and the inflammation can attack organs like the heart or kidneys. At least 3 children have died, and cases in infants to teenagers are now suspected in at least 14 states. New York alone has 100 cases.
It's probably in other states and probably hasn't been diagnosed yet in other states because, again, these children don't present the usual COVID symptoms.
There are treatments that seem to be working. We first introduced you to Jaden Hardawar last week when he was still in intensive care at New York's Cohen Children's Medical Center. The 8-year-old went into cardiac arrest, never even knowing he had coronavirus. On Tuesday, Jaden went home to a standing ovation from first responders. So there is optimism if it's caught early. The CDC hopes to, by tomorrow, send guidance to doctors nationwide to help them identify and track cases. Kristen Dahlgren, NBC News, New York.
UPMC Presby is among 51 hospitals in Pennsylvania that will soon receive doses of an antiviral drug to help treat COVID-19 patients. The State Department of Health has shipped 1,200 doses of remdesivir to hospitals in Pennsylvania, choosing them based on the number of patients there over a recent 7-day period. UPMC Presby is the only one in the Pittsburgh region. It's set to receive 18 doses, according to data. The hospital had 16 patients during that 1-week time period, with 10 on ventilators. There is limited information on the drug's effectiveness for people with COVID-19, but it may decrease the amount of coronavirus in the body and shorten recovery times.
A free new app looks to track the spread of COVID-19. Researchers at Carnegie Mellon say that to make it work, they just need the mic on your phone. Channel 11's Mike Holden shows us how it works.
Now, the app is 100% free, and it's available in the App Store. I actually downloaded it earlier this morning so I could test it out and play with it. But researchers right here at CMU believe that this is some cutting-edge technology. They believe that this will not only protect you, but it will also protect your family and friends, and they say this is crucial as we continue to move toward a new sense of normal. Now, the new coronavirus anonymous contact tracing app is actually called Novid. It is currently in the beta testing phase, but it is available in the Apple and Android stores. And here's how Novid works. Users self-report if they have tested positive for coronavirus. The app can then sense how close you are to someone else using ultrasonic sound waves in your cell phone's microphone. It then sends an alert to anyone who self-reported a positive case or anyone who came into contact with someone who self-reported. CMU officials say if testing goes well, this app could be crucial as everyone tries to get back to a new sense of normal in the weeks and, of course, the months ahead, saying in part, quote, "As we consider options for return to work, we know that technologies like Novid will play a key role in keeping our community safe and preventing a rebound outbreak." And out here this afternoon, we do want to point out the app is 100% anonymous, and the experts say it is not collecting your personal data, although there is the microphone that is listening in. They say that is only being used to collect ultrasonic sounds and not your voice. We're going to continue to follow this story and check in with the researchers. Reporting this afternoon from CMU, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
A little chill in the air, but plenty of sunshine. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Danielle Dozier has her forecast from home. Danielle?
Good afternoon, Gordon. Yes, we certainly have that sunshine out there today. It's fantastic weather to get outside. Look at the tower camera. Beautiful sunshine. The temperatures are climbing. They're in the 50s across the area. We're on our way into the low 60s this afternoon. Take a look at your forecast planner for the rest of the day. Plenty of sunshine up to near 57 at 1, near 61 degrees for that high temperature today with a light wind right around 5 to 10 miles per hour this afternoon. Enjoy it because I am tracking rain on the way and even some thunderstorms. I've got the latest hour-by-hour timing on those storms coming up in just a few minutes.
Bear sightings are being reported in several areas across Sewickley Hills and Ohio Township, and that has neighbors obviously on high alert. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer shows us where bears have been spotted.
Yeah, Ohio Township Police issued an alert warning of black bear sightings. Folks have reportedly seen this black bear in a residential neighborhood and even a popular park. A backyard black bear is creating quite the stir. This photo was snapped by an Ohio Township resident, and this video, sent to Channel 11, shows a bear roaming the woods in nearby Sewickley Hills. The sightings prompting the Ohio Township Police Department to post an alert on Facebook and notify the Game Commission. The department reports a bear was most recently spotted in Diamond Run, a residential area, and the Ohio Township Community Park. We saw several people walking the trail there Wednesday morning who were already aware of the warning and have been on the lookout.
I was kind of shocked, and we're feeding an outdoor cat, so I panicked and got all the food so we wouldn't leave the food out for the bear to try to plow into my townhouse last night. I was a little bit nervous, but I kind of wanted to see him from afar.
Police say Pennsylvania black bears are most active during the early morning and early evening hours, and typically they try to avoid human contact. But still, people should be careful. So how long should we have to expect to be on the lookout for one of these bears? May not be too long. I'll have more on that coming up tonight at 5. In the meantime, police say if you see one, call 911. Back to you.
For the past 2 months, we have seen the strong show of support, neighbors taking care of neighbors during these challenging times. What food banks want you to know as we start to get back to business?
Dine-in eating still not allowed. The plan Eaton Park is working on, though, to make sure they're ready when they get the green light. Plus, some of the basic items taking a big bite out of your wallet when you go grocery shopping.
You put on Channel 11 Morning News. There is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop.
As a mom, I know your morning is busy. We're going to give you everything you need, from the breaking news desk to weather and traffic. When you walk out that
WPXI Now, your source for original local shows, Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and more. The hottest Pittsburgh sports topics with even hotter opinions. Halftime adjustments. Wednesday nights at 7:30 on WPXI Now.
Severe weather coverage where you live.
On Channel 11 News.
Long lines at area food banks tell the story of how this pandemic has really impacted people's pocketbooks throughout the area. Week after week, we've seen the power of our community taking care of those in need during challenging times.
And as we start to get ready to reopen parts of our area, we need to remember people are still hurting and need our help. Channel 11's Ryan Houston explains.
Car after car after car showed people waiting for food from the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. And organizers say they don't see the need going anywhere, even with more counties in the state moving into the yellow phase of reopening this week.
We don't see, this need easing anytime soon, at least until we get to the green stage, because if the green stage is, back to when it was normal.
Brian Goulis works with the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. He says they're looking at another 12 to 18 months of an increased demand for people needing food. In March and April alone, he says their food bank spent double of what they normally do to keep up with the need.
Half of those people have been recently unemployed, and they're looking for ways to get food. It's someone who had a good job, but they may have still been living paycheck to paycheck, and they were able to make the payments.
Just like a number of other organizations, we're not quite sure what to expect.
Justin McAtee with the Greater Washington County Food Bank says they've seen an increase as well. Since the end of March, they've had 983 new families request help getting something to eat.
Our main message is we're here to help anyone that ever needs.
Both food banks in Washington County and the Pittsburgh area say the need is not going anywhere. They still plan to continue with drive-by distributions, and they hope you won't forget they need financial donations to keep this type of work going. In Pittsburgh and Washington County, Ryan Houston, Channel 11 News.
One of the hardest parts about this pandemic has been saying goodbye to loved ones. Without the ability to have funerals, the grieving process has been interrupted. Many want to wait so they can do it properly. But now there's a massive backlog, meaning hundreds of families could be waiting for a while. Under CDC guidelines, funeral visitation and masses are limited to 10 people.
It's been very hard because the families don't have the support of the community to come together to share in their grief.
Families who want to have more than 25 people are going to have to wait till the green phase.
PennDOT has extended more expiration dates. If you have a safety and emission check on your car set to expire or has already expired, you now have until the end of June to get an inspection. Earlier this month, PennDOT extended the expiration dates on driver's licenses and photo ID cards.
Eaton Park is getting a plan together for when it gets the green light to bring customers back inside its restaurants. The CEO says that he wants guests to come in and not be afraid about getting sick. He told the Trib all the workers will be wearing masks. For now, 44 Eaton Parks are open for takeout only. With permission, they could start dine-in options by the end of May. They plan to use outdoor seating and, in some cases, extend dining onto sidewalks.
Countries around the world are considering using what's known as an immunity passport. It would certify if someone has recovered from COVID-19 and could now be immune to the virus. But the World Health Organization is warning against those certificates. It says right now there isn't enough evidence to know if someone is protected from a second infection after they've recovered from COVID-19.
We don't know if that antibody response actually means that they're immune. These studies are currently underway.
There are medical experts who say these certificates can have benefits if the science can prove immunity, as many health experts say is likely.
Beautiful sunshine out there today. We're going to continue with that sunshine for the rest of the afternoon and evening until the sun goes down. And then overnight tonight, we're actually going to thicken up the clouds. So get outside, enjoy the weather. Make sure you have your sunglasses. You're going to need them. Those winds will be light, right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Starting out a little bit on the lighter side, though, here through early afternoon. Take a look at our UV index forecast for today. It is 7, which is high. So definitely when you're outside, if you're spending any extended period of time, just know that you can burn in 20 minutes. You're going to need that hat and those sunglasses for sure. Overnight tonight, we're looking at temperatures that are down in the 40s for lows, so about 44 degrees with calm winds. We'll be increasing the clouds as well. I think bulk of the rain holds off until we get into the daytime hours of Thursday. So here it is, Storm Tracker. This is the all-important map that I know you guys are waiting for to take a look at that timing of the rain. And what I can tell you is we are dry for the rest of the today, as I mentioned, of the day. And then as we head into the morning tomorrow, we're going to see cloud cover out there. We're also going to be tracking channel chances for showers building as the morning wears on. So here's a look, and you can see the hour by hour, some showers creeping their way in from the west. And this is a look at the noon hour. You can see some pockets of moderate to heavy downpours. So we're going to be tracking that threat. And I'm going to dive into more detail on any sort of strong weather threats coming up in the next half hour. But I wanted to walk you through the timing first. And you can see here's 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. See some red shaded color showing up there. That's some heavy downpours here. 6:30 in the afternoon, heavy downpours there showing up around Washington County. And we're going to continue with that threat for showers and thunderstorms through those early to mid-evening hours. So definitely you're going to want to be weather aware and have the latest updates on your cell phone. So you can do that by downloading our Severe Weather Team 11 app. Take a look at our forecast for the thunderstorms over the next couple of days. I am expecting them to be around for Thursday, for Friday, for Saturday and Sunday. Backing off just a little bit for Saturday. We're going to have to really see where this front sets up across the area, and depending on where that sets up will lead to a greater chance or lower chance of showers and storms. So we're going to be kind of modifying that graphic over the next couple of days. Take a look at our forecast though. Warm tomorrow, 70 degrees with light winds 5 to 10 miles per hour outside of storms. So it's going to be a warm day as this warm front lifts north across the area. Check it out, mid-70s down south in Washington, mid-60s to upper 60s in Butler. So you can really tell where that front will be across our area. So warmer air from here south, tad bit on the cooler side up to the north, but still pretty mild. Here's a look at the extended forecast. 75 on Friday, goes to 77 Saturday. Your weekend is always in view, and we are looking at showers and storms continuing into the weekend as our weather remains unsettled.
I lost my job due to COVID-19. I feel very stressed, worried, and at times scared.
Out of work and anxious. Unemployment doesn't just take a financial toll. The steps you should take to stay healthy.
A woman caught on camera saving a neighbor's life the moment she knew something was wrong.
Breaking News Desk is really an invaluable tool.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening. You can be assured that everything I tell you is something that's important that's going to impact your day.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
I know the neighborhoods, I know the school districts, and that really helps to inform you so that you know if something is going to impact your family.
As soon as she gets that information, the Breaking News Desk is able to go on air, bring that information to you and share it.
That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the Breaking News Desk, you
Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
If you haven't completed the census yet, keep an eye on your front door because it may be hand-delivered. The U.S. Census Bureau will start dropping off the questionnaires at homes today in western Pennsylvania. Packets are delivered in areas where the majority of households do not receive mail at their physical address. The Better Business Bureau has issued a warning about puppy scams. Some families have turned to the internet to adopt a new pet, but according to the BBB, some of these websites are run by scammers. They post pictures of animals that don't even really exist and ask for money. The Better Business Bureau says never buy a pet without seeing it in person and never send money by Western Union, MoneyGram, or Cash apps like Zelle. Also, consider reaching out to a local animal shelter.
Neighbors helping neighbors taken to the next level, and it was caught on an Orlando family's doorbell camera. A middle school teacher was choking on food. He ran across the street to his neighbor's house to get help.
He's always laughing, but when I saw that look in his eyes, I knew something was wrong.
She was shaken up. I was shaken up. We just hugged each other and embraced, and I said, "You saved my life."
The neighbors squeezed so hard it only took her one try to clear the victim's throat.
That's amazing. Not only are grocery stores out of some key items, prices are spiking. The biggest changes you will see next time you go shopping.
I think we have to be really careful about it.
We all want to get back to normal, but that's not happening anytime soon. What people are saying, the transition from red to yellow and getting back to business.
No, you have a lot of questions.
I talked to PNC's chief economist about what to expect.
Significant downturn in the Pittsburgh area. This likely to be not quite as bad as what we see in the rest of the country.
Stay with Channel 11 for answers about
Happening near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coraopolis, Moon.
We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler.
For news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Watch Catherine Amenta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
The State Health Department has just updated us on new coronavirus cases.
There are 707 new cases across the state, bringing the total to nearly 58,700. The State Health Department is reporting 137 more deaths since yesterday at noon. Nearly 4,000 people have died from the virus statewide. There are 19 new cases in Allegheny County. As we mentioned, 12 new deaths have been reported. Butler and Washington counties each have one new case. And we have all the local counties cases rolling at the bottom of your screen.
Expect to see an increase in cases as people come together, but we really want to keep that to a bare minimum.
As we get ready to move from red to yellow on Friday, city and Allegheny County leaders are urging vigilance with this virus, cautioning everyone not to undo all the work we have accomplished these past 2 months. Here's Channel 11's Amy Hudak.
Despite Allegheny County still being in the red zone with stay-home orders in place, Schenley Park was packed. But that doesn't necessarily mean the people we talk to are willing to return to life as we knew it.
I think we have to be really careful about it. And I know we want to get back to normal, but back to normal may have a big price.
Some retail businesses in all local counties but Beaver will move from red to yellow on Friday. But families like the DeSilvios say they're not going to be rushing out the door.
I think we'll probably take it slow and not necessarily do anything this Friday or the following week or two that we're not doing right now.
I just want to be cautious and make sure that my family, elderly members of my family, aren't hurt by this.
Public health leaders caution as we move to yellow, an increase in cases is inevitable. City and Allegheny County leaders are pleading with the public to wear a mask and stay away from crowded public places.
I'm going to try to keep up social distancing and been living the way I have for the past month.
If you can telecommute, you're encouraged to do so. And if you don't have to go out shopping, maybe reconsider.
I know we have to get things up and running, but it's worse if you have more fatalities and more infection.
Businesses have been diligently planning to do their part to keep customers and their communities safe. But it's still uncertain how comfortable most will feel come Friday or this weekend when reopening is rolled out.
I think it's a step that needs to happen, but needs to be done cautiously and correctly.
Amy Hudak, Channel 11 News.
And we spoke with an infectious disease doctor who says as we relax social distancing, we will see more COVID-19 cases, but the best way to protect yourself is different for everyone.
The safe approach is going to be different for each person. It's going to depend upon your individual risk tolerance. If you are somebody that has a lot of contact with those who are vulnerable, you have to really be mindful about your contacts and not being a bridge to those individuals who are at higher risk.
The doctor says the second or third wave of COVID-19 is highly likely in the fall because hospitals may have to handle coronavirus and flu patients. No announcement yet on when the eastern half of the state will transition. A reopened Pennsylvania rally is being planned for this Friday in Harrisburg. The group blames Governor Wolf for the state's slow economic recovery and wants to remove him from office. The protesters say Governor Wolf has unconstitutionally denied citizens their basic rights and threatened their livelihoods.
Millions of Americans are out of work, and experts are predicting even greater unemployment numbers in the coming months. Being off the job doesn't just affect wallets. As NBC's Sarah Dallup shows us, it can have a big impact on mental health.
Unemployed and anxious.
I lost my job due to COVID-19. I feel very stressed, worried, and at times scared.
Staggering numbers of Americans are out of jobs.
And not only did I enjoy it, but took a lot of pride in my job.
And experts worry it could spark a mental health crisis. According to a recent study that looked at the Great Recession, those who experienced financial, house, or job-related hardships were more likely to suffer from depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. A 2014 Gallup poll found the longer Americans remained unemployed, the more likely they were to report poor psychological well-being.
the financial insecurities and blow to one's self-esteem can directly affect one's mental health.
National Institute of Mental Health Director Dr. Joshua Gordon says the problem is compounded by the loss of health insurance. He's leading a national initiative to address mental health and suicide prevention in the wake of COVID-19.
We know from prior crises and epidemics and disasters that the mental health toll will increase over the weeks and months following the disaster.
For now, he says, focus on coping, eating and sleeping well, and reaching out to others.
People who love you can't care for you and help you unless they know that you need help.
Help millions of unemployed Americans shouldn't hesitate to ask for. Sarah Dolph, NBC News.
Congressional Democrats want to increase food assistance to families in the next coronavirus aid package. Democrats and anti-hunger groups want to raise food stamp benefits, now known as SNAP, by 15% for the rest of the year.
Just because businesses are starting to reopen in June doesn't mean that families who have rent backed up, who have bills backed up, and may not have their jobs instantaneously will be able to put food on the table.
Republicans who have fought to shrink the program fear any expansion will be permanent. Last month, the USDA moved to increase SNAP benefits in all 50 states.
A Birchville company is being asked to return federal relief money meant for small businesses. Universal Stainless and Alloy Products got $10 million from the Paycheck Protection Program, but Representative Connor Lamb says Universal needs this funding.
They have almost 600 United Steelworkers, union members among their employee base, and the steel that they make is mostly for airplanes and oil rigs, two businesses that are really going to be struggling for the next couple of years.
Universal Stainless reported $243 million in net sales last year.
It's a perfect evening to do a little grilling. You want to throw some chicken out on the grill? We've got temperatures that'll be near 60 degrees at 7 o'clock with sunshine as the sun goes down. We'll have a clear sky falling into the 50s, but fantastic weather to get some fresh air out there today. Tonight, we're looking at a chilly night, but not as cold. We had 30s over the last couple of mornings. We're looking at 40s tomorrow morning, but we increase the clouds tonight, bring in some rain. I've got the latest details on that strong weather threat, as well as how much rain we could see coming up in minutes.
Businesses are ready to reopen, but they face some new challenges. Keeping the business clean all day long. How one local business is helping others keep workers and customers safe.
Every 10 minutes, Scott and Tricia are going to tell you how to start your day.
You can get a lot of things on your phone when it comes to the weather, but you can't get Scott's expertise. He's trying to narrow in on your neighborhood to let you know what you could expect.
You're going to know what to wear. You're going to know what the kids need to wear.
We call Tricia Pittman our expert for good reason.
You ask Tricia, where is the closure? She knows it, and 3 ways around it.
She's been doing this longer than anybody else. She has a direct pipeline to PennDOT.
They're the best in the city. You're prepared every 10 minutes.
Meteorologist Stephen Cropper tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
If clients and the customers don't feel safe coming in, then it's not going to work out so well.
No, it's not, as most of southwestern Pennsylvania prepares to move into the yellow reopening phase. We're finding out what businesses can do to keep employees and customers safe.
Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie shows us how one business is helping others stay clean.
Well, it's going to take a little bit more than just disinfecting wipes when these businesses start to open up later this week. We talked to a consulting firm about the steps these business owners need to take to protect people. When businesses start to open their doors back up on Friday, safety and sanitation are going to likely be the top priority. That's where people like Michelle Slinkard come in.
A lot of these sanitation methods can be done by the business themselves. They don't need to hire the big firm to do it.
Michelle is president of CIH Services, a consulting firm that takes on health and safety in the workplace. And this pandemic is no exception.
We're helping them in areas of building ventilation, filtration, sanitation, employee training on all of this. And even with workplace design and how we can set up a workplace so that we can maintain the social distancing and still get the work done with minimal exposure.
Michelle says small business owners opening back up to the public need to sanitize with disinfectants and a 70% alcohol solution, and do it often.
So they're going to want to do this periodically throughout the workday, and they're going to want to focus on areas that are high-touch areas. So things like doorknobs or faucets or light switches. So all of these are areas that they're going to want to focus on.
She says that focus could be the future of their business.
If the clients and the customers don't feel safe coming in, then it's not going to work out so well. So we want them to feel safe.
And there is a full list of recommendations of disinfecting your business on the CDC's website. We'll have a link to that on our website, WPXI.com. Reporting in Westmoreland County, I'm Melanie Gillespie for Channel 11 News.
Not only are grocery stores out of some items, prices are spiking. The biggest changes you'll see the next time you go shopping.
You're streaming WPXI now. Channel 11 expands its streaming live newscasts. When other stations are national, Channel 11 News is local, right here at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on WPXI Now. Brings you weather and traffic every 10 minutes.
Let me get you prepared for the week.
Now we've expanded our weather to help you prepare for the day ahead.
Definitely the heavy rain gear today.
Watch Channel 11 Morning News. We're on from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
You know about the meat shortage, and it's next to impossible to find some cleaning products. And you may have noticed prices are going up at the grocery store. NBC's Sam Brock shows us where you will see the biggest spikes.
At grocery stores, it's not just the plexiglass and social distancing that are different. Price tags are changing too, spiking higher than they've been in almost 50 years.
Eggs. First, they used to be maybe $1.49 for the medium ones. Now it's like $2.49, even $7 for the jumbo.
Grocery sales skyrocketing 83% in the middle of March when many stay-at-home orders went into effect.
Have you noticed a small change or a big change in the cost?
No, it's a big change. When I used to buy a bowl of meat for $60, today I'm paying $107.
Compared to last year, prices are up for items like eggs, bread, chicken, and milk. In fact, in just 1 month, the average price of a dozen eggs jumped 16%, more than $3 in some places. Poultry, fish, meat, and eggs were up more than 4%. Cereal and bakery products saw the largest monthly increase ever, about 3%. Even though people are eating the same amount, most are doing it from the safety of home, which is why a lot of produce and dairy are getting wasted. Suppliers are unable to repackage the food that would have gone to restaurants and redirect it to supermarkets. For example, a crate of 360 eggs for a restaurant looks very different than the same 360 eggs packaged the way a supermarket would need to sell them.
Half the food supply in this country normally goes to commercial use. That's restaurants. Well, that demand has dried up, while consumer demand has skyrocketed. And while the supply chain is shifting to meet us, we're paying the price.
Coronavirus outbreaks at meat and poultry plants are also driving up prices. With new social distancing guidelines and workers calling out, production has plummeted. There are also fewer sales and promotions at stores themselves. A run-up on food prices with no clear end in sight. Sam Brock, NBC News, Miami.
If you've been looking for sanitizing wipes, you know they're a rare find these days. Clorox says they've increased production by 40%, but in some areas demand has skyrocketed by 500%. The company says it's working with suppliers and don't expect things to get back to normal until this summer. We have been checking online. You're advised to be careful. There are a lot of fake offers, websites, and price gouging going on.
Beautiful weather to get outside. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine will continue with light winds and temperatures in the 60s. Here's your outdoor forecast. Over the next couple of days, thunderstorms are in the forecast, so definitely you want to get out and enjoy today's weather. Here's a look at our planner for tomorrow. We're looking at temperatures in the morning at 45 at 6 o'clock and 48 at 8. Cloudy skies will be around. We're also going to be tracking showers coming into the forecast throughout Thursday morning. In the meantime, I wanted to show you really hard to find a cloud in the sky for the day today as the temperatures climb into the 60s, and then tonight we're looking at an increase in cloud cover. For tomorrow, cloudy skies to start the day, but watch as I advance that time clock. You're going to start to see some showers creeping in from the west and south, and once we get into the 1 o'clock hour, some of us are dealing with some moderate to heavy downpours. Those moderate downpours showing up in the orange shaded color, so that's going to be pushing across the area. Once we get into the late afternoon, we're really starting to ramp up that thunderstorm threat, so here's 5 o'clock. You see that red shaded color, that's locally heavy rainfall and the potential for some cloud to ground lightning. We're actually going to continue that threat into the early to mid-evening hours. So as you take a look at 7 p.m., you can see those showers and storms coming across the area. So locally heavy downpours, and I actually think we could get some high wind gusts out of the strongest cells that come across the area for the day tomorrow. So you'll definitely want to be weather aware and have our Severe Weather Team 11 app. Tomorrow we're looking at 70 degrees. So what's prompting the showers and storms is a warm front that's lifting across the area and a weather disturbance as we look at upper levels of the atmosphere. So this is kind of coming together with that warm and humid environment, or at least more humid environment, to give us this storm threat as we head into Thursday. But look at that. You can really kind of see where the warm front sets up because we're near 70 in Pittsburgh, 75 in Washington, 77 in Morgantown, but look at Indiana at 68. So a slight cool down as you get north of that warm front for the day tomorrow. Here's our weather weather risk. I'm looking at a moderate risk just because we're going to be tracking some thunderstorms that could put down some locally heavy downpours as well as some high wind gusts. So that's something certainly we will be tracking in the next couple of days. So not just tomorrow, because I think we're actually going to be having thunderstorms around for Friday as well as Saturday and Sunday. Here's the rainfall forecast, and this is just one computer weather model, but at least it gives you an idea. And what I'm thinking is if you get under a heavier storm, you could certainly see a quick 1/4 inch of rain. So repeated rounds of storms would certainly rack it up for us. Unsettled weather continues into the weekend. As I mentioned, that boundary will kind of hang around the area, and really depending on the location will depend on exactly who sees storms and when, and really how strong or maybe even severe they are as we look at all the data coming together for the weekend. So we'll keep you posted. In the meantime, your 5-day forecast, it's certainly warming up and feeling more like summer. We're still on par for the 70s and possibly the 80s as we head into the weekend.
Next, a long-distance message from the NASA commander on the International Space Station. First, today's Steals and Deals.
Hi, I'm Lisa Robertson with Local Steals and Deals, and we love finding great ideas that just make your life better every day. How many things can you really say that about? This is definitely one. This is the Amazon Echo Show 5, and it does everything you want it to do, hands-free. Love it. So this is going to be your choice of the black or white. They're giving us an amazing value on this today, by the way, 33% off, and I love that. But here's the great thing. Number one, if you're cooking in the kitchen, you can actually stream someone doing the recipe on YouTube, and you can cook with them. Well, maybe my hands aren't free. Maybe I'm doing something, but I want to video call someone. I can just ask her to do that. I'm not going to say her name because then she'll do it. I can just ask her to do it, and I can do a video call. Maybe you're saying, oh, I'd love it if my parents could Skype with me, but they're just not so good at technology. Get them an Amazon Echo Show 5, and they can do it as quickly and easily as plugging it in and talking to it. You can do video calls. You can do regular calls. You can watch movies. You can stream videos. You can do anything you want. And, by the way, you can have them in different rooms of the house. So you have one in the kitchen for when you're cooking and when the family's down there and when you're talking and doing whatever. You can have it on the nightstand in the bedroom, and you can see the Ring doorbell video from that. You can watch a movie. It's an alarm clock. It's a calendar. It's a to-do list. You can have them in all different rooms of the house, and they all talk to each other. How amazing is that? I love the fact that, number one, I don't have to put my readers on because I don't have to text anything. All I have to do is talk to it, and it does whatever I want it to do. Hey, Alexa, do I look pretty today?
Nothing looks better than confidence.
Okay, that's a good one. Hey, Alexa, what's your favorite movie?
The Empire Strikes Back is my all-time favorite. It's impressive. Most impressive.
So it's your best friend, it's your personal assistant, and everything else you need. Go to localsteals.com for 33% off, one of the best ideas ever, anywhere in your home.
You put on Channel 11 Morning News. There is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop.
I know you have a busy morning. I'm a mom, too, and you're doing 1,000 different things.
We want to make sure you know everything you need to know to get prepared for your day as you head out the door.
You're going to get weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Jennifer is going to tell you the breaking news as it's happening.
We're not repeating the same stories over and over. We're digging for those new details.
You can be assured that you're going to get all the information you need before.
in Allegheny County.
Are you up for this challenge? Heinz just released a ketchup puzzle made of pieces that are all red. The puzzle is 570 pieces, excuse me, I guess must be hungry. Heinz said on Instagram that this just might be the slowest puzzle on earth. If you have a unique talent that you want to show off, there is a festival just for you. For now, Yins Fest 2020 is set for August 15th at Mr. Small's Theater in Millvale. You can apply on their Facebook page by May 15th. Part of the proceeds benefit the Mr. Small's Employee Relief Fund.
A message of unity coming to us from outer space. NASA astronaut Chris Cassidy beamed a message home from the International Space Station.
Just like the three of us here are working in harmony to conduct our daily missions effectively and safely, that's what we all should be doing on Earth, is 7 billion people working effectively and safely to accomplish the mission. That's keep Earth healthy, keep the people healthy. Now, that's easier said than done. It requires everybody to pitch in and do their part.
Cassidy is currently the only American in space and commander of the Expedition 63 mission.
Good message for everyone. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5 o'clock.
Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a great day.
WPXI is proud to partner with UPMC to present Community Matters.
During these times of unprecedented